Hey, what's going on? It's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here again. There's going to be another DVD update, and in this update, I'm just going to be showing the horror movies that I picked up in the past, like 2-3 months. I actually have a lot to show here, so I figured I would just do the horror movies, because if I did my whole collection, it would just be a really long video, because in the past 3 months, I picked up a lot of DVDs. The FYE that I go to most often is Closing Down, the one that's sort of by where I live. It's the closest one to where I live, and it's the one I've been going to ever since I was a little kid. It started out as a Strawberries, which is the same type of store, and then it eventually turned into an FYE, and I do everything at this FYE. I used to sell some of my stuff, pick up DVDs, CDs, just everything. I've loved this store, and it's very sad that it's closing, but with the fact that it's closing also comes the sales. So they've been having 30 and 40% off for a couple weeks now, and I'm sure they're going to drop it down to like 50, maybe even I'm hoping 60% off. So although it's sad that my favorite FYE is going out of business, or they're closing down, I still have another FYE sort of close to where I live too, so I'll have to check that one out too before it closes down, because it seems like all of them are closing down slowly from the sounds of it, from what I hear from other people and everything. But so I have a lot of horror movies to show here, so I'm just going to go through them. Here is the Boris Karloff, or just the Frankenstein Legacy Collection set, which this is an awesome set. I used to have this when it first came out, and these go for a lot of money right now, like $50, $60 new. And $20 to $30 used a piece. And I found this at FYE. They had it for $10 used, which I couldn't really believe. That's already a good price on this. And with the 30% off, I only paid like $7 for this. So really good deal on a hard to find expensive set now. The Frankenstein Legacy Collection. This has most of the Frankenstein films. It has this one, Bride of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, and House of Frankenstein. So it has all the main ones in it, and it's just really cool. I love the Universal Monster movies, so this is just a great set to own. I'm actually looking to buy all these back again. I used to have all of them when they first came out, and I really regret selling them, but there's a lot of reasons that led me to selling them. The outside cases on these got destroyed on my old copies, so I just ended up selling them to hopefully buy them back again, but now they're so expensive, it's going to be a chore to do that now. But really cool 2-disc set, really awesome. Love all the Universal classic horror movies. And then I picked up some more Universal classic horror. This is a 2-pack with Dracula's Daughter and Son of Dracula, and just two really great Dracula films from Universal. Son of Dracula actually has Lon Chaney Jr. as Dracula, who he played a lot of the monsters, the Wolfman, of course, the Mummy, Frankenstein, and also the Son of Dracula. And just a cool set. I got another Universal Monster 2-pack, Werewolf of London and She-Wolf of London. And again, really cool pack here. This one actually came with the insert, which I thought was cool. It has She-Wolf of London on the flip side, and just really cool. I've seen all these before because, like I said, I've had the Legacy collections, which have them all. But I'm trying to get my Universal Monster collection back on DVD. Even if I can't get the Legacy collection, I'm just picking up like whatever Universal Monster things I can find, especially at the FYE, since it's closing down. And get some great deals on them right now. Next up here is The Haunting, which is a Robert Wise film, and this is really good. One of the better like ghost haunted house movies from the 60s that I've ever seen, and I would highly recommend this one to people who like the 60s horror movies and ghost movies, who have never seen this. Would definitely recommend The Haunting. And then here is a John Landis film, Innocent Blood, which I've also used to own this movie a while back, and I remember not being the biggest fan of it, and I traded it in, but I figured I would pick it up again. And this is directed by John Landis, and it's kind of like a mafia vampire type movie. It's pretty cool, though. I would recommend this to anybody who's a John Landis fan, definitely. And here I have some of the Friday the 13th. I picked up the deluxe edition of Part 2. which I got it for a really cheap price. That's why I picked this one up. And it has a couple special features on it, and other than being a little bit better looking, the picture quality, it's not any different than the other Friday the 13th Part 2 DVD. I just picked it up because I actually didn't have a copy of the second one separate. I had the second one on a 2-pack with the first one. And I also picked up the 3D version of Friday the 13th Part 3, which the third and fourth one are my two favorites in the series. So I always wanted to see this one in 3D, so I picked it up, and I was a little disappointed. I mean, it came with the glasses, and I tried it out, but I don't know if it was my TV or if I didn't have, my room wasn't dark enough or whatever, but I couldn't really get the 3D to work, and I just found it distracting trying to watch the movie with the glasses on, and so I ended up just taking the glasses off, and I started the movie over again normal, and I just love this movie. I love the whole Friday the 13th series. It's my favorite slasher series. So I finally picked up the Friday the 13th Remake 2, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I saw this, I rented it on my digital cable thing when this movie, like around the time when this movie first came out, and I can't say I'm the biggest fan. I just thought it was really cliche, not original, and just kind of like a boring, typical horror movie of its time. Just didn't really stand out to me at all. But I figured I'd pick it up since it's dirt cheap, and I figured I'd give it another chance. The Friday the 13th series is my favorite, so figured I'd get it also to complete the whole collection. All right. Next up here is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4. And this movie has sort of grown on me over the years. I used to hate it, despise it. I would never watch it, never even think about rewatching it or anything like that. I remember I rented it with some of my friends when we were younger in high school, and we just didn't like anything about it. We just thought everything about the movie was just kind of weird, from what I remember. I just remember me and my friend were making fun of it a lot as we were watching it. But I've given it a second chance recently, which I've tried to do with a lot of the horror movies I used to disown when I was younger. And I really have to say that, I mean, this is not that good of a movie, but it's still fun to watch, especially if you're having a Texas Chainsaw Massacre marathon. It has its fun moments, its wacky moments, its weirdness. It follows the second one and kind of the third one with just being a little wacky and weird, and this one is no exception. And it's got Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey in it, who went on to be bigger stars. But this is both of one of their earlier films. But still, I don't know. I'd say give this one a second chance if you haven't seen it in a while. But it's nothing that great. Then I picked up Scream, which I thought was cool. I didn't have Scream, and I was looking at my Wes Craven collection. I was like, I think I should have Scream. And with FYE going out of business, like I was saying before, I got this used for really cheap. I think I only paid like $2 for it altogether. But this is the widescreen edition with the purple banner at the top, which I wanted to pick up. I like these old school widescreens from Dimension. They put out a lot that look like this back when these movies were first coming out on DVD, and I just like to collect those ones. Pretty cool though. Scream's a decent horror film. Never been one of my all-time favorites, but it came out during the time, well, it was like really popular during the time when I was just getting into horror movies, becoming just like, obsessed with them. So, I used to rent this one a lot when I was younger. Alright, and then I picked up a couple of the Phantasm movies, because I've never seen any of the sequels. I picked up Phantasm 2, which I was glad to finally pick up, but I haven't watched these yet, so I'm hoping to see these really soon. They're on my list of movies to watch. And then Phantasm 3, which I'm hoping to find the fourth one, but it's expensive and a little bit hard to come by. But like I said, I haven't seen any of the Phantasm sequels, so I'm hoping to finally check these out soon. But I've heard a lot of good from people on YouTube and from my friends telling me that the sequels are definitely worth checking out. And then I picked up House 2, which I have the first House, and it has some of the people who made Friday the 13th connected with it. The guy who did the soundtrack, the producers, and some of the directors of the film. So I always wanted to check these ones out. I picked up House I don't know, probably like 5, 6 months ago, and it's a decent horror movie. Definitely not one of my favorites, but I figured I would get the sequel for it too. I got this at FYE2, which I got 30% off on it. And then I actually found these at a thrift store, The Exorcist II, which is alright. Definitely the worst in the original three or Exorcist films, but still I like to watch it every once in a while. And Exorcist 3, which I think is better than the second one, but it's still kind of hard to follow. Like, the first one is really the best when it comes to the Exorcist series. Alright, and next up here we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which this movie is a lot of fun. I actually haven't seen this one in a couple of years, and again, this is one that I used to have on DVD a while back, but I ended up trading in, so I'm glad to finally buy this one back again. I'm looking forward to checking this out again too. Alright, and then I actually found this at a thrift store, and this was a really good find. I found The Fly and the Return of the Fly 2-pack with Vincent Price. I found it brand new. I've actually opened it since I found it, but it was brand new when I found it. And this pack actually goes for a lot, like $20-$30 new and $15-$10 used. And I found it at the thrift store for $3 brand new, so I was really pumped about this. That pretty much made my day finding this, because I remember I was looking through a couple thrift stores that day and couldn't really find anything really cool, and then I found this at the last thrift store we checked, so I was really glad that was there and I spotted it out. But really cool 2-pack and two really great sci-fi movies. And I have a couple other older sci-fi movies here too. I got The Day the Earth Stood Still, which this is one of my favorite 50 science fiction movies ever. I just think this is really well done, really well directed. Robert Wise also directed this one, he did The Haunting, which I showed earlier in this video. And again, just really good, well acted, well directed, and just a really, really good 50 science fiction movie. One of the best in my opinion. And then Barbarella, which I haven't seen in a while, but one of my friends let me borrow this when I was in high school. I remember it was fun, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out again too. Then I picked up this cheap dollar store pack that had Eatin Alive on it, which is a Tobe Hooper film, which I haven't seen in a while either. And he directed that one right after Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm guessing this is a really bad transfer, probably like bad VHS quality, but I figured I'd pick it up anyways for $1. And it came with another movie called Crucible of Horror, which I've never heard of or seen, I don't think. So, maybe I'll have to check that one out too. But I like picking up these dollar store 2-packs because it reminds me of when I was first buying horror movies when I was younger. I would buy a lot of packs like this. A lot of those packs that have like 50 shitty horror movies on them, even though some of them are really good, like Night of the Living Dead and The Last Man on Earth and stuff like that. But, and sometimes you would see films on those and you can't remember what the names were, so I like to pick up packs like this because sometimes I never know, I might have seen one of these films like Crucible of Horror. I might have watched that one when I was younger and just don't remember. But Eatin Alive I haven't seen in a while, and I remembered it wasn't that good, but for killer alligator movie, what do you expect? So I wanted to check that one out again. And then last year I have Tales from the Dark Side, 3rd season. So now I'm hoping I can finally find the 4th season and complete the series again. And Tales from the Dark Side is probably my favorite horror anthology show. So I was really pumped to get this. And then last year I picked up the Ray Bradbury Theater, which I saw this at Walmart going for like $10. It's the complete series from like Echo Bridge. And, they put out a lot of these cheap packs that you find at Walmart and everything. So I was looking forward to checking these out because this is like a late 80s, early 90s anthology show. Science fiction and horror. So, I thought this would be interesting to just check out. And for $10 for the whole series, I thought it was worth the chance. But that was the complete update for all my horror movies, and I plan on putting a VHS one up soon, probably in the next couple weeks. And I have a couple other videos in the works. So, thanks again, guys, for subscribing and watching and everything. And definitely leave a comment if you liked the video or give it a thumbs up. And thanks for watching.